Why is South Africa collapsing, you ask? We're going to look at some possible reasons. Not all reasons, but some. Some reasons to see why we find ourselves in this pit. Hi, my name is Zoe, and this is Frank Conversations. With every day passing, it is painfully clear that South Africa is performing poorly, exacerbated by problems such as inequality and exclusion of South Africans from the economy. 3 decades after the end of apartheid, the economy is defined by stagnation and exclusion of South Africa's poorest populations, who continue to get poorer while the rich get richer. The first reason: have you ever seen a child literally born with debt? Well, that was Tintswalo. Remember Tintswalo? Yes, Ramaphosa's Tintswalo. In 1994, the ANC-led government forgot to inform Tintswalo's parents that they, the ANC, over-negotiated the country's freedom at Codessa, and Tintswalo will be born with a debt of 11 billion pounds that was inherited from the overzealous apartheid regime. Now, Tintswalo must hurry up and grow so she can start paying off the debt. The second reason is that the billionaire boys club of Stellenbosch in the private sector, who are holding billions of dollars and not reinvesting it back in the country they swindled it out of. Some reports are saying that they have very elaborate schemes of evading the tax system. Apparently, the money trail points to places like Switzerland. That is apparently. Okay. If this is accurate, the average South African carries most of the heavy tax burden enforced by the ANC-led government. The third reason would be the rand manipulation by local and international banks. The ANC government allows this kind of treasonous act to happen under their watch. The perpetrators get away with just a slap on the wrist. These banks can just adjust, concoct, weaken, and strengthen the country's currency at will.
ZAR, Rand domination. Wow. And the evidence is piling up. Yeah, no, this is such shocking material of, these, let's say, hyperactive young professionals, I must say, using race and class analysis. They're white boys, right? And so you really find, nearly all of them, you really find these banks needing to clamp down on the rampant illegality, and our regulators needing to wake up because they've been asleep
Reason number 4,
at the wheel.
The pillaging of state coffers, best known as state capture, with none other than the godfather of pillaging himself, Pravin Gordhan, at the center of it all. He is literally linked to every recent tragedy that has happened to South Africa's SOEs. Okay, there's SAA, which almost got sold for 51 rands, unprovoked. And then there's Herman Mashaba from Action SA, suggesting that we urgently need to sell that very same SAA. We deal with one prat, then comes another. It never ends. There's PRASA, which I would just say nyaupe. That's it. Moving on. Petrol crude oil pipelines that are being vandalized daily. And then we have NECSA, the Nuclear Corporation of South Africa that Jeff Cadre attempted to sell to corporate. Then we have DENEL. South Africa is probably the only country in the 21st century that managed to somehow destroy a state asset that designs and provides military systems and technology. I'm just going to end it there. Last but not least, a nation that does not reinvest in itself is destined to collapse. I'm no genius, it's just logic. If the government depends solely or 80% on private sector to provide its sworn duty of creating employment and management of functional basic government systems, then the country will unequivocally go down. Private sector companies such as hospitality, retail, and even higher education in institutions are all employing foreign nationals simply because they despise Black South Africans. They employ foreign nationals also because it's cheap labor and avoid paying heavy pensions and levies for them. These actions exacerbate the high unemployment rate and what we call stomach crimes. These are just but 6 reasons South Africa is collapsing. We didn't feature the lack of policing, cadre deployment without merit, deteriorating standards of education, and so on. The government policy failure, mismanagement, patronage, and unwillingness to acknowledge the outcry and pain of Black South Africans, instead of bowing at the master's table for crumbs, is why we are here. Crux of this is, as South Africans, we need to take charge of our own country and stop being spectators while we're watching this ship sink at 100 miles per hour. The idea is to vote for parties that are not endorsed by white monopoly capital who are currently running the country. Individuals who take pleasure in seeing South Africa fail like the Apartheid government predicted. Thank you for indulging me with your time, and please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.